Hi everyone, how you doing out there? My name's Dr. Ryan Simmons, and today I'd like to talk to all of you out there who might be just a little bit demotivated in their job, or maybe you're just not feeling the passion like you used to. And that message is something I've heard, I'm passing on to you today, which is don't keep doing the same thing, do the next thing. All right, so let's unpack that message a little bit. Do the next thing. Don't keep doing the same thing. It comes from the idea that clearly whatever you've been doing was at one point working, but right now it's not really working for you. If you feel demotivated, if you're lacking passion, that is something that should trigger you to say, whatever I'm doing right now, not working. So really we're talking about your change of perspective. All right, so when we're talking about change of perspective, we are talking about that rut that you get in, and everyone gets into it. I've gotten into it. I'm sure the people around you have gotten into it as well. If you talk to any coach, that's the basis of their business. People have gotten into a rut. People don't know where to go next. And depending on the industry you're in, you might have seen executives take sabbaticals. Sabbaticals are there for you to get a different perspective, to find the passion that you once had that motivated you to do all the great work that got you where you're at. It's hard to keep motivation throughout your entire career. And sometimes if you've been in it for 15, 20 years, you may need a little extra spark or just something else that gets you the idea that you're not useless. What you've been doing built up to something, but now it's time to move on. Now, when I'm talking about changing your perspective, I'm not necessarily saying that you have to get up on a desk and shout, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." I'm saying that you at least have to go out there and you need to listen to other people talk. You need to find other things that are going on around you because your profession and what you do for a living and your career, it's always changing. Your job will always change. What you were doing 5 years ago should not be the same thing, the exact same thing you're doing right now. It should have some differences. Everybody's job changes between 5 to 10 years of being in it, and you need to change with that. You need different things in your knowledge base. You need different abilities and skills. Sometimes you even need different certifications. If you don't get these different things in your career to make sure that you are current, that you are doing the best job that you can do, you could really stagnate. So let's unpack that too. When I'm talking about stagnation, it's the same way that you talk about stagnation in rivers. If a river doesn't keep changing and doesn't keep moving, then you're going to stagnate, you're going to get unhealthy, and the things around you that used to be healthy are soon going to die. Okay, maybe that was a little dramatic, but the things around you will not be functioning around you as well as they were when you first built them and started maintaining the programs and the policies. And whatever you're actually working on needs to change along with you. And I'm saying this because you can become too specialized. You can stay in a place too long, know something too well, where you actually work yourself out of positions because you don't follow the trends. The ideal out there is to go ahead and work yourself always into your next position. Know that there will be change. See the change around you and try to identify what you need to be doing. And yes, that means I'm talking about goal setting. I know a few of you just rolled your eyes when I said goal setting because you've heard people say it time and time again. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the complicated process that sometimes it's spelled out to be. Goal setting is really just you noticing that you need to change and then identifying what needs to change in order for you to go ahead and make that change. And that change, that goal setting process can just be something like this. I know that I don't know this one aspect of my job that I could be doing better. And there's a training out there that could help me learn that part a little bit better and make it part of my skill set. I'm going to make it a goal in the next couple of years, next 2 to 3 years, that I'm going to go ahead and take that training, and here's the measurable outcome I expect. That's literally it. It doesn't have to be anything more than just that. Now, I know this is coming from a guy in an REI shirt who is filming this on a Tuesday midday. But take my word for it. That's really it. This is what I used to tell people all the time in trainings, and I wish more people would too. Goal setting does not have to be a monotonous process, and you do not necessarily need to tell anybody else about it unless you need the help or you just want to. One of the common problems I see in goal setting and knowing where to spot the opportunities to go do the next thing is your own personal bias. Now, when it comes to ourselves, we all have a bias. That being said, there are ways of getting around this. If you're going to coaching sessions, your coach can help you out with this. Your supervisor can help you out with this as well. They have to look at you for performance reasons, so they can actually tell you where some of the gaps are at that they might be able to spot. So really, doing the next thing is just a matter of finding the gaps within what you're doing right now and looking at that from the perspective of, where do I want to be? Where do I see myself? What do I want to do with my professional life or even my personal life? As an example, one of the things that I'm thinking about doing in my own career is setting up a side business, because not every time am I going to get a contract one right after another. And I like to stay on top of things. I like to make sure that I do have some income coming in, but I also like to make sure that I'm staying current and I'm staying out there. So one of the things that I have as a goal in the next year or two is to set up a website and start that business. Now, there are lots of little goals within that, but that's the big part of the goal. The idea is that I'm moving forward. I'm doing something that can get me to the next step. And sometimes the next step is just one step. Go do some research. And sometimes that's where you need to begin. All right, guys. If you have any ideas of where some of your next steps should be, or you have questions about why should I be taking the next step, or how do I get the courage to do so, go ahead and put your comments down below. Remember to like and subscribe these videos, especially if you like this one, and let me know how you guys feel. Anyways, I hope your next step goes well, and if it doesn't, give me a shout. My name's Dr. Ryan Simmons, and I'll see you later.